Comer um salgadinho mesmo. Não é muito fitness, mas tá bom.
The best pound for pound fighter in the world, Terrence Crawford.
Terrence Bud Crawford.
He's 15-0 undefeated.
One thing I want to point out is Bud can switch from orthodox to southpaw.
Crawford, who's
Tough-looking kid.
maybe the best switch hitter in the history of the sport. Yeah, it's a big statement. He's, like I said before, he's Mickey Mantle.
Gets down again. Again, a big shot by Crawford.
The current pound for pound.
Mano, o Crawford é muito foda.
The current pound for pound.
Mano, o Crawford é muito foda.
The current pound king
É papo
of the
do...
sport.
Eu sou... É o meu
Undefeated
lutador favorito. É
from
disparado o meu
Omaha,
lutador favorito.
Nebraska.
Todas essas lutas que eu vi do Crawford, ele é absurdo, ele é foda.
Crawford was raised
É o
by a
meu
single mother on a
lutador
street.
favorito, é o cara que eu me inspiro.
Crawford was raised
É o
by a single
meu
mother on a
lutador
street.
favorito. É o cara que eu inspiro pra fazer, para lutar. É o cara que eu minha inspiração pra fazer boxe.
That has since been renamed to Terrence Bud Crawford Street.
What he remembers is all those years wanting for you to say,
I love you.
yes.
Yes.
And you didn't do it.
Nope.
While most kids were playing Street Fighter, Crawford was fighting. Street Fighter. Crawford was fighting. Street Fighter. Crawford in the streets.
Bud go out there and knock some heads off. I said he gonna be one little bad boy.
And that's where it all started at. Me going in the street, putting on the gloves, me fighting in the alleys. Just a typical bad kid running the neighborhood.
I went to school.
You used to get kicked out.
Yeah,
And then she'd get kicked out.
For fighting?
Or he'd get kicked out. Just like when he hit the knocked the person's teeth out.
His upbringing was extreme, but a life of poverty can be far more painful than a few butt whippings.
I paid the kids, I said, if y'all can whoop Bud, I give y'all $10 a piece.
Caralho! A mãe dele pagava os moleques na rua pra bater nele. Porra, que mãe é essa? Porra, essa criação é uma criação diferente. A mãe queria que ele se fudesse muito.
Terrence rose to the challenge.
Couldn't nobody whoop him.
What did he tell you then?
He told you, Mom, I told you I'm the best.
Filled me with rage. And every time I stepped foot in the ring or anything that I ever did, I just wanted to win so bad so I can prove a point to it.
It was something in him, you can see it in him, but it took a while for us to realize what he had and what it was.
The undisputed king of the Nebraska streets was determined to use his gifts at the next level.
Still trying to prove something to your mom?
No, I think I already did all that. I proved stuff to myself.
Turning pro in 2008, Crawford was a relative unknown.
It's the reason why he's been the number one
Legal.
pound for pound guy because I think he's special.
Caralho! Montou o cara. E o cara era bem maior que ele.
Terrence Crawford.
Shortly after turning pro, Crawford suffered a setback.
He'd been shooting dice with a dangerous crowd in North Omaha, and then returned to his parked car to count his winnings from the game.
Your life changed in very different circumstances in 2008 after you got shot, is that right?
Correct.
Crawford and his friends returned to his car to leave the game, only to be caught between two rival gangs. Crawford
Tá maluco.
took a bullet to the head.
Na cabeça!
The near-death incident only strengthened Crawford's drive.
Eu não sabia não, o cara levou um tiro na cabeça. Maluco, o cara se tornou o que é o melhor lutador de boxe da geração depois de levar a porra de um tiro na cabeça. Isso é absurdo.
Because I guess the bullet went in and bounced off or something.
That head was hard.
Yep.
I think he's the greatest switch hit ever. I think he's the best finisher in boxing right now. I mean, he's special, like a Sugar Ray Leonard was special, like a Pernell Whitaker was special, like a Roberto Duran was special.
From start to finish.
O maluco colocou o Crawford nessa... Não sei, ele tava no início de carreira, tá? Colocou o Crawford contra três gênios do boxe. Contra 3 lutadores que estão entre os all-time greats do boxe.
By Omaha, Nebraska's unbeaten Terrence Crawford.
There's the really good guy ones and the special.
This bout is over.
And he's a special one.
Of all the things that we saw in a very professional bout for Crawford was his ability to finish when he had his man hurt. And he's got it all.
In his first real test, Crawford announced his arrival to the boxing world.
Unbeaten Russian Habib Alakberdiev came down with a bad elbow. He was supposed to fight hard-punching Greatest Prescott of Colombia. Terrence Crawford, who was scheduled to be in another fight on the undercard, moves up for the biggest test in his developing career. Some people think Prescott is too experienced. Some people think Crawford is just too good.
That's the fight that a lot of people started taking notice of who I really was. And that's the fight that put me on the mainstream.
Is the fighter from the middle of the country, Terrence Crawford, who's been built up and is undefeated. Is he real?
Is he real?
Because Prescott is a world traveler and a real tough guy.
Hasn't faced anybody with the quality that Greatest Prescott has demonstrated in the ring.
Levou uma.
Crawford and a beautiful right hook on that left eye.
Prescott has that cut outside the left eye. Ringside behind us tonight, Mike Tyson.
Boom, perfect timing.
Perfect
You don't
timing.
shy away from contact. And in fact, you like that kind of contact. What kind of mindset is that?
When it's time to fight, it's time to fight.
Caralho, olha essa.
What kind of
Olha esse upper na barriga.
mindset is that?
Agora.
When it's time to fight, it's time to fight.
Vai pra caralho na
At the
barriga.
end of the day, it's gonna be me or you.
It's a big win for Terrence Crawford. Stepping up in class. Originally, he was to fight on the undercard.
Max, he had a good, not great amateur career. Do you think he's shown so much focus as a professional that he's even better than he might have thought he was going to be?
With Adrian Bronner's recent...
Cara, ele teve uma... Ele teve uma carreira amadora mediana e se tornou o que se tornou. Porra, eu ainda tenho chance. Vou voltar a treinar com tudo e vou virar um próximo Terrence Crawford.
Departure from lightweight. And with Crawford's spectacular performance against Greatest Prescott at junior welterweight, Terrence Crawford is viewed by many, including me, as probably the best lightweight in the world.
Olha tudo que você vai
ô,
receber
Sérgio!
com o melhor pacote de ferramentas de inteligência artificial
Agora
do
não.
Brasil.
As probably the best lightweight in the world.
Começar a luta assim é sacanagem. Começar o round português é foda.
Good stoppage. Sanabria couldn't stay steady on his feet.
He lives this stuff. This isn't a guy who's like some fighters, like distracted by a lot of stuff outside of the ring. Like, this is his whole life. He thinks of himself like a pit bull.
After the surprising win, Crawford was in line for his first title fight.
And now, a hero to a nation, a legend to a country, the reigning and defending WBO lightweight champion of the world, the Ring Star, Ricky.
There's been 100+ years of boxing. So very rare for a guy who's been around for a while to say a guy who's presently fighting has the best instincts he's ever seen.
He's the most instinctive, if not the most, one of the most instinctive fighters I've ever seen. His physical talent is up in the stratosphere.
But Crawford with a really nice uppercut got in there, testing that jaw again.
The things he can do. He's a junkyard dog, too.
A natural fighting genius, Crawford's instincts are perhaps his greatest asset. During the fight, he switched seamlessly between southpaw and orthodox.
Burns just can't get on top in this one.
You know, Mickey Mantle was a great power hitter from either side of the plate, lefty and right, in baseball. Well, that's what Crawford does.
Not just his ability, but his IQ, his cerebralness, his ability in that area, how he lands such clean shots, shots you don't see, the right shots.
There it is, Terence Crawford.
Lightweight champion of the world.
A moment of history for the American.
Cara é foda, cara é foda.
Born and raised world champion. It was thoroughly deserved. It was highly efficient.
O cara é foda demais.
Terrence's switch hitting style came about when he broke his right hand in a street fight as a teen.
When that happened, you know, my coach, he was like, well, you ain't gonna be able to be in the gym for some months. I was like, no, I ain't. So I just go in there and work on my left. And then next thing you know, the left was stronger than the right. When the right, I had to get the right back strong.
Oh, oi, Lolinha. Oi, bebê. Vem cá. Vem cá. Vamos assistir o Terence Crawford.
Next, a massive test against undefeated Gamboa in front of Terrence's home crowd.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Teddy Atlas breaks it down better than I ever could.
Gamboa was a gold medalist, very talented fighter. It was one of his fights on his way up. He got caught with a right hand. As he went backwards, he instinctively turned out of the southpaw stance.
Caralho. Que cruzado. Que imagem foda. Maluco, essa foto é absurda. Essa foto é absurda. Foi, Lola. Essa foto aqui é absurda, olha isso. Que foto absurda! Desce.
Instinctively, he's hurt and he turns the other way. So that is something that Crawford brings to a fight. I was more impressed by that outing than all of his highlight reel fights before that.
And he has a mean streak in him, Roy, for a guy who is really a guy who sits in the pocket and boxes. He's got that kind of mean streak that Pernell Whitaker had.
The hometown crowd erupted at the masterful display from Bud Crawford.
Que uppercut lindo. Acabou. Acabou. Tá louco? Olha a cara do Gamboa. Olha a cara do Gamboa. Acabado.
Terrence set aim on becoming undisputed champion at 140 pounds.
But Terence Crawford looks like a great fighter in his prime.
The thing you want to see in Crawford tonight, although we
Não
saw
tava no prime dele ainda.
the Lawman's coming from 147
Não
to
tava nem
140.
perto do prime dele ainda.
He's coming from 135 to 140. Can Crawford bring his power from 135 to 140 and be successful?
Pera aí, rapidão. A tia tá falando que tem que ligar pra ela. Eu fiz o que eu já tava falando. Se não quiser falar, já tô falando, então. Vê-lo.
Undefeated WBO lightweight champion of the world, Terrence Bud
Crawford!
Each fight was billed as a new, toughest opponent for Crawford.
Terrence Crawford, and he's the best lightweight in the world, the champ of the division, and Beltran is his most worthy challenger. That's what you get tonight.
And if you're wondering how it is that Terrence Crawford could outweigh Ray Beltran by 6 pounds when their upper bodies look virtually the same, look at their legs.
Crawford doesn't allow his opponents to corner him.
Makes it tough to corner him because Beltran did a decent job of cutting off the ring, and right before he was going to beat Crawford to the spot, Crawford just turned into a southpaw and got out the other way.
Not only does he change to the opposite hand, he's just as deadly from one side as he is from the other side.
The body control pivot.
Caralho, o cara é foda! O cara é foda!
Beltran represents his stiffest test.
Terrence Crawford é foda!
You know, he just keeps coming, keeps plotting. And the crowd is kind of reacting with that same kind of energy.
One more try for a big shot.
O cara é absurdo.
His efforts earned him Fighter of the Year honors from Ring Magazine.
So when I see you doing those stair runs, you do that quite a bit, right?
Right, every Sunday.
He trains at high altitudes in Colorado, over 6,000 feet above sea level.
Because the air getting thinner and thinner as you go, and then the steps. You got some steps that's like this, that's small, and then you got some steps where you got to really reach.
Terrence Crawford, last year's Fighter of
Não,
the...
treinar subida na altitude, seu físico tem que ser absurdo. Ele fazer isso aqui faz ele ter o físico super preparado para aguentar os 12 rounds da luta tranquilo. Tranquilo, né? Tranquilo não é, você tá na luta.
Look a little closer, because what separated Crawford so far from the also-rans has been not just a fighting heart, but a taste for combat. When the going gets rough, he seems to enjoy it.
His first fight of the new year was another clinic.
Through 5, 50-43 over Terrence Crawford in terms of punches landed. And that might be the only one that matters.
Tinha 2 lindo, tinha 2 lindo.
And he did it. That is a sensational 6th-round knockout.
Se liga só nessa oportunidade de concurso público em 2026. É aquele concurso para se tornar...
He was now the WBO Super Lightweight Champion.
Only your second fight at 140 that felt different than fighting at lightweight.
I felt stronger.
Você ganha mais massa.
140-pound title holder Terrence Crawford had already signed to defend against Montreal-based Haitian challenger Gary John in his hometown of Omaha, Nebraska.
I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times, above all, protect yourselves at all times. Let's go.
Crawford cleared each challenge with such ease. The people assumed the challenger had been overrated, and not that Bud was just that good.
Hard right hand by Crawford. Down goes Sean. First knockdown of the fight comes in the first round. Knockdown came late in the round.
Instinct, accuracy, relentless aggression. These are a few of my favorite things about Bud Crawford.
Acabou.
Good stoppage by Tony Weeks.
10º round. que essa luta aqui vai ter o Canelo?
In fact, he was so dominant it undermined the significance of the victory
Pode ser que tenha.
because people afterward were questioning quality. That's how dominant Crawford was.
Both men in prime shapes.
A true victim of his own success.
Hank Lundy's a good, solid fighter. Crawford destroyed him, knocked him out.
His legs don't look good for Terrence Crawford. That's it. Round 5, stoppage victory for Terrence Crawford, who says, "See, I told you so."
There were 2 belts remaining to become undisputed.
This is his
Mano,
third fight of the year, and he's openly campaigning
Ele é
to be the
o maior nome da geração. Cara, isso aqui é a inspiração pra começar a lutar boxe. O cara é muito foda.
fighter of the year. How's his case?
That would be the second time he'd be Fighter of the Year,
Yes.
by the way. He was Fighter of the Year a couple years ago. And if he wins tonight, and the point is really how he wins, we all expect him to win. Freitas Prescott, Ricky Burns, Gamboa, Beltran, Lundy, Postal, Delorme. He's fought a lot of quality fighters, and he's dominated all of them.
He wants to do something now that matches up to what Ray Beltran did. And there's a right hand over the top, and the crowd responds immediately.
And we don't usually see him come out to start that early.
Mano, olha a angulação dele. Ele procurando os ângulos pra soltar os socos dele. Olha o jogo de pés. Entrou um upper meio cruzado, já pulando pra diagonal, entrando de lado e vindo com o upper. Mano, ele é foda.
A look at the wide variety of weapons in
E eu não gosto é o Molina, né? Eu não gosto dessa guarda do Molina. Cara, eu não gosto dessa guarda do John Molina. Ele lutando, fazendo essa guarda meio Muay Thai, assim, ó, no boxe, não dá certo. Aqui, ó. Aqui, ó, ele aqui, ó, no Muay Thai. Aqui não existe, mano. Essa guarda aqui no boxe não existe.
Terrence Crawford's arsenal.
He ran circles around John Molina.
He sees that kind of steady pressure is just a prolonged execution here.
Olha.
Crawford seems to be more or less
Olha o jogo de cabeça, olha o jogo de pés.
Target practice.
There's Warren Buffett, and Warren Buffett thinks that Terrence Crawford is money.
Body shot.
What a body shot. How many more rounds do you give this one, right?
Maybe 2 more at the max.
A non-stop barrage of hooks, jabs, and uppercuts.
Again, like Jimi Hendrix would just make up a tune because of his genius. Cus D'Amato used to tell me, I thought he was the greatest boxing mind of all, and he was my mentor. He used to say, Teddy, the great ones can make it up as they do it.
The match was a 9-round beatdown that culminated in a ref stoppage.
Cara, o negão é foda. O negão é mal. O negão é mal.
A deafening roar in Omaha. Wow.
At this point, people were comparing Crawford to Errol Spence Jr.
The only talent I see there that I think
Errol
is special, that has the chance to be great and to compete evenly with a fighter like Crawford, is Errol Spence.
O Errol Spence foi espancado por ele.
What you want to bet on that? What you want to bet on? Bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. Easy. Let's bet $1 million. You getting that money, right? Easy. Let's bet $1 million. Easy.
I want to see Errol Spence and Mr. Crawford go at it.
Ooh, me too.
That's going to be a fight.
That's going to be a big fight.
Sidebar. I've got a great documentary about Spence on this very YouTube channel you're watching. How about you subscribe, like, and click the bell for tons of boxing documentaries like this one. Next, a match for the undisputed lightweight crown against undefeated WBA and IBF champion Julius Ndongo.
Take it in. Few things in sports are better than a homegrown world champion carrying the pride of his people. as the large entourage comes right through the bowl section here at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
It's Dynamo. There he is, that man. Right there. He figures he's stronger than you.
Correct.
And what do you figure?
He figured out in the first round that he mistaken.
Billed as a war, what we got was another destruction.
Some people get their lead left foot outside the lead right foot of a southpaw. Not Crawford. Fight fire with fire.
Pegou no fígado. Pegou no fígado, já era.
Terence Crawford is now the undisputed super lightweight champion of the world.
From Omaha, Nebraska, Terence Crawford.
The first man to hold all 4 belts in the division. How about you subscribe, like, and click the bell? Returning to Colorado, Bud pushed himself to new limits. Training in the frigid cold and high altitude.
I can't give Crawford's team enough credit. They always have this guy ready for what he's going to fight.
Crawford is determined to win every fight in the gym.
Good. Let's go. Quick feet, quick feet, quick feet.
Upon unifying all 4 belts at 140, Crawford would move up in weight and lay siege to the welterweight division. Setting aim on joining an elite company of 3 division champions.
The unbeaten, the conqueror of Manny Pacquiao, the WBO welterweight champion, Jeff Horn.
To do so, he'd need to overcome the undefeated welterweight champion.
Essa luta eu vi ao vivo. Foi nocaute, não foi? Não lembro agora. Eu vi ao vivo, mas não lembro se foi nocaute ou não. Acho que foi nocaute. O Terence Crawford dessa época aí era nocaute. Nessa época aqui era nocaute e nocaute técnico toda a luta. Toda a luta o Terence Crawford metia um nocaute técnico. O cara era absurdo. 12 Lomachenko, Oscar de la Hoya 22, Mayweather 34, Pacquiao 40.
Horn had just defeated Manny Pacquiao and was riding high atop the welterweight division.
That time he came forward and Bud nipped.
Despite being viewed as a real test for Crawford, Jeff Horn was outclassed from the opening round.
He throws the right hand. And occasionally, Crawford will lay on his, see him lay on that left side.
Punching between punches and a flush left hand. And here comes Bud. Crawford on the attack. That's it. It's over. It's over. And now a triple division world champ here in Vegas. Bud Crawford.
Believe it or not, I will draw the person you will marry. One of my clients asked for a refund. She thought the man I sketched.
Bud was now an undefeated 3-division champion who had taken on all comers during his rise.
Take us through what you saw tonight and why this was complete domination.
Oh, it was a Volkswagen against a Ferrari, and the guy driving the Volkswagen was a bad driver. You know, he's already won the lightweight title, he's already won the junior welterweight title, now he's a welterweight champion. Guess what? The welterweight title is loaded. Loaded. I mean, it's the best one single division that I've seen in boxing since the 80s.
Wow.
And then there's Terence Crawford, now a 3-division champion. He started off with the WBO lightweight title. He was the undisputed guy at 140 pounds, had all 4 belts after he knocked out Julius Ndongo, and most recently taking this WBO welterweight championship.
Crawford would take on yet another unbeaten champion.
Jose Benavides.
This time, the lead-up was quite contentious.
Good early defense from Benavidez. He got out the way. That wouldn't have been good if Terrence connected with that with no gloves on.
Wow.
It just shows you that the dislike and the bad blood is real. I'm glad he didn't connect.
Despite the big talk from the challenger, Crawford was unfazed.
We went over the dressing room. We went over the rules in the dressing room. Keep it clean. Touch yourself at all times. Let's do this.
All the talk is done. It's time to fight. Benavidez, Crawford, WBO welterweight championship of the world.
Landing at will, beating his opponent to the punch.
Doubles up the right hand that time, does Crawford. There he works his way to the inside and included yet another body punch.
Bud put his entire repertoire on display.
Like I said, all the wins before that were like a Michael Jordan's dunks and flying through the air.
I see Benavidez breathing hard, and I think Bud is in a great place.
But not really seeing the complete basketball player. And you got a chance to see the complete fighter.
In the 12th, after winning every round and embarrassing the brash upstart.
He was in there with a guy that has talent, a guy that knows how to fight. He's got a big amateur background, a guy who has a terrible style.
Crawford closed it out.
Olha que queda feia. O cara caiu morto. Caralho! Matou o Benavidez. Matou o Benavidez dessa. Outclassed.
Some consider Lomachenko #1.
They got it wrong when they gave Lomachenko Fighter of the Year when I won Undisputed.
You're not happy about that?
I'm not happy about that.
Who's the best fighter in the world?
Who's the best? People are constantly comparing you to who's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Do you think you need to not just beat Amir, but dominate in order to make that case for yourself?
Khan was a former lightweight champion and a naturally larger man than Crawford.
With someone who looks to be an all-time great in his prime in Terence Crawford.
The former unified super lightweight
Terence Crawford acabou com ele de uma vergonha do campo.
When Amir Khan took the other biggest challenge of his boxing career, he stepped up all the way to middleweight against Canelo Alvarez. He was winning all the early rounds, completely outboxing him, landing punches, utilizing the speed, and then there was just one mistake.
But right away he made a mistake. Bang, caught him.
What was billed as the ultimate test for Crawford turned out to be just another clinic from the champ.
Cara, isso no primeiro round.
He went to his corner, he tried to come out of it, get prepared to go back into the fight, but all of a sudden, he didn't respond to his trainer, Virgil Hunter, who then called the fight, Teddy.
Declaring the winner by way of technical knockout, Terrence
seemed to spiral, and like I said, just watching him basically quit. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it.
Many questioned if Khan had quit, including Crawford.
I haven't been knocked out because I'm trying to win. You didn't quit?
Yeah, you quit. He
Tell
quit.
the truth. Nah, I didn't quit. So what happened? I'm telling you, I never. What happened? I mean, I think I always think I see what happened.
Up next, you guessed it, another undefeated welterweight.
Two-time Olympian and the current
Cavaliuscos.
WBO #1 ranked welterweight world contender, introducing Aegis Mean Machine Cavaliuscos.
The #1 ranked contender was a
TKO e KO só.
Olympic Games in
Saiu pra KO, se
2008
não
and 2012. #1 challenger in the WBO. Bud Crawford, who is used to dominating the competition, has a guy coming to him now.
I like this game plan right now from Crawford. He's fighting fire with fire. He's getting hit with shots he shouldn't be getting hit with.
But as the fight carried on, Crawford cracked the code and began throttling the challenger.
He's orthodox now.
Oh, and Crawford just nails him.
Mano, que...
Remember
He is one of the best closers in the business. Let's watch how he does it here.
Finishing with a flourish.
Nothing is beneath him. Nothing is impossible for Crawford. He's a special kid.
One punch, that's it. Bud Crawford, title defense.
We've been through 3 weight classes. You're still in the 3rd one right now, but you was the undisputed champion at 140, champion at 35, and you're a champion at 47. Where are you at in your life and your career right now? How do you just feel as a whole?
I feel great, but I feel like I still got a lot to accomplish.
Terrence.
E conseguiu, né? O filho da puta ganhou do Canelo Álvares, campeão de 4 categorias diferentes. E sendo considerado por muitos agora o melhor lutador da geração.
Would return to Vegas to face off with Kell Brook. It was another fight with a high level of challenge.
Essa luta eu não lembro.
Kell was a British champion and another naturally bigger man.
Essa luta eu não lembro, que é o Brook.
Round number 1.
After a few rounds of feeling Brook out, Terrence switched to southpaw and blasted Kell with a shot he didn't see coming.
Cara, isso aqui é extremamente difícil de fazer. Um soco com a mão nem volta nem um pouco. A mão tá esticada, ele só termina de acertar o soco, de esticar a mão. Você não consegue ganhar força desse jeito, com esse jeito. O cara tem que ser muito foda pra conseguir derrotar alguém desse jeito.
Just like that. One of the best closers in the game. 27 knockouts in his career. Do we have 20?
Another dominant performance from the pound-for-pound king.
Thundering in. And he stares him down.
Okay.
With his family here, his wife Isha.
I told him, they don't know how strong I am.
The biggest
Isso
names
aqui foi
have been
pela
ducking
pandemia, né?
Crawford for years. So it was a wonderful treat for boxing fans when a real contender stepped up.
You said, my legacy will depend on beating Terrence Crawford.
Essa aqui eu já vi ao vivo. Shaw Porter.
And you gotta win this one.
Tonight's main event will change 2 lives forever.
Porter is a workhorse. He's a grinder. He's a truck. He's a horse. He's a tough son of a gun with will and determination, and physicality.
Às vezes, o trabalho pode ficar extremamente complicado, a não ser que você use a Monday.com, uma plataforma de gestão de trabalho.
The former welterweight champion would be Bud's greatest test by far.
All right, fans, here we go.
Essa eu ouvi ao vivo também, 2021, ou foi 22? 22? Mas a pandemia já tinha acabado já. Foi 22. Foi 22. Foi 22, eu tava no último ano da faculdade, acho.
Terrence likes 2 or 3 rounds to get his game plan, gauge distance and range, and understand what he wants to do. And if Porter can steal some early rounds, it creates a sense of urgency in Crawford.
As Crawford dialed in, Porter continued to exchange.
E o Shaw Porter é um puta lutador, tá? Shaw Porter é bom. Não é do nível Terrence Crawford, é claro, mas é...
Punch for punch, it was a rough and tumble affair.
Crawford lands a right hand. Good action here in round 2.
In the 3rd, there was a clash of heads when Crawford switched to southpaw. Both fighters were cut.
But for me, it was just a matter of time before Crawford was gonna do what he did.
Porter right now is fighting a perfect fight. Being athletic, using his hand speed, using volume.
The body control pivot.
And all of a sudden, Porter goes face first into the neutral corner.
Olay, Tess, Olay.
Crawford continued to decode Porter's style.
Uma do peito.
And now sharpshooting to the head is Crawford.
With each round, Bud grew stronger.
The hammer's about to drop. You don't see it yet, but it's gonna drop.
No queixo, na ponta do queixo. Aí é pra desmontar qualquer um. Na ponta do queixo não tem como.
In the 10th round, Crawford showed the boxing world who reigns atop all others.
Looks good on his feet, but not coming forward and firing at Crawford for the moment. There's the overhand right, and another combination!
When I look at pound for pound, I look at every inch of it. And as far as being able to fight inside, outside, make it that patience, mentally together, I just look at
aí se desesperou, soltou a franga.
Mentally together,
não pode, pô.
I just look at you
não
as
pode.
number one right now.
Magnificent accuracy by the champ. And he's stopping the fight. His father says it's over. Terrence Crawford has just stopped Shawn Porter. No man has done that.
Cadê a luta contra o Aerospace? Essa é a melhor.
As it stands now, Crawford has already amassed a Hall of Fame resume. A 6-time champion.
6 vezes campeão.
3 weight divisions. The pound for pound king of the ring.
Thurman, Spence, Danny Garcia, all those guys just walked up to 154 after seeing this performance by Terrence Crawford.
Crawford would have one more title defense before heading into the super fight against Errol Spence Jr. Showing no signs of rust after a lengthy layoff, Crawford beat the brakes off the challenger,
Eu não lembro desse.
smashing him for 6 rounds before landing a deadly combo for the finish.
Acho que eu não vi nenhum VT depois, nenhum VOD dela. Ô, Lucas, sabe a dificuldade que é pra você acertar um soco e fazer um cara cair desse jeito? Olha isso, o cara despencou, caiu igual merda. Caiu igual um pedaço de bosta.
Billed as the super fight of our time, Terrence Crawford would take on fellow unbeaten champion Errol Spence Jr.
Essa luta foi absurda.
It was a brilliant fight, man. I mean, I'm sure you appreciate it. I'm sure you watched it a bunch of times.
Não, a luta contra o Errol Spence Jr. foi a melhor luta do Terrence Crawford. Mesmo com a luta do Canelo, a luta do Errol contra o Errol Spence Jr. ainda é a minha luta favorita. O que o Errol Spence Jr. sofreu, o que o Terrence Crawford fez naquela luta, acabou com o Errol Spence. Cara, foi diferença de nível, foi um masterclass absurdo do Terrence Crawford.
But man, that was like a real, because it was such a mainstream fight, such a huge fight where everybody was paying attention to it and talking about it, even casuals, that they got to see you perform that way. And, you know, now it's like there's no dispute.
After a career full of people overlooking his greatness, Terrence Crawford would finally get a chance to shut the haters up once and for all.
Introducing the truth, Errol Spence Jr.
The Spence-Crawford fight was a monumental affair. Two unbeaten, undisputed champions fighting at their peaks.
Gentlemen, the time has come for the bout the boxing world has been waiting for. for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. It's time for Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford.
If he could win, Crawford would become the first undisputed champion of 2 weight classes in the 4-belt era.
The bell and round 1.
12 rounds to decide who is, in all probability, the outstanding pound-for-pound fighter in the world today.
It didn't take long for Crawford to take control of the fight.
There's a combination that drops Errol Spence for the first time in his career.
What was promoted as an epic battle between 2 titans of equal skill and ability became a spotlight showcase for the greatness of Bud Crawford.
É bom, foi
It was beautiful, man. I mean, just the way you control.
Essa luta aqui a gente vai ver em live. Eu vou assistir essa luta em live, essa e a do Canelo Álvares. Essa luta aqui do Aerospace e do Canelo Álvares a gente vai assistir em live e pra mostrar o quão foda é Terrence Crawford. Isso aqui não foi nenhuma luta, foi um sparring. Foi apenas um sparring pro Bud. Foi um sparring pro Bud e uma luta pela vida do Aerospace.
The way you switch things up, the way you controlled the pace of the fight.
Oh my goodness, a left hand that rattled Spence. Terrence Crawford having his way with Errol Spence Jr. The jab, the left hand.
Crawford battered Spence over 9 rounds.
And Errol Spence's face already showing, already telling the story. The uppercut and the counter right hook, the left to right, Errol Spence.
Já era.
And the referee has intervened. Mamma mia! Terrence
Cara,
has intervened. Mamma mia!
e ele está reclamando do quê? Ele foi espancado a luta inteira. Do que ele tá reclamando?
Terrence Bud Crawford has made history. The only male to become a 2-division undisputed champion.
The victory ended any question about Bud. He was a historically great fighter who had taken on all comers, ducking no one, and
Mano, eu
thrashing.
lembro exatamente do dia e como eu vi essa luta. Eu tava num barzinho tomando uma com os amigos meus. Aí eu voltei pra casa, a luta foi de madrugada. Voltei pra casa, cheguei, lembrei que tinha luta, tinha esquecido, porque eu tinha saído. Liguei a televisão na ESPN, tava passando na ESPN. Coloquei na ESPN, tava pra começar, eu falei, caralho, não acredito que eu vou perder a luta. Eu tava meio no grauzinho ainda assim, e assisti a luta e foi esse massacre absurdo.
It's a wonderful thing that I had to fight to, get everybody approved.
And a dream matchup like that between 2 undefeated world champions, and for you to dominate the way you did, because a lot of people had that like a pick'em fight, like a lot of people didn't know how to call it, but you just fucking ran that fight.
Yeah, that's a fight that we've been wanting for years, and to finally secure the fight and perform the way that I performed, it was a great moment for me in my career.
154 pounds for the reigning and defending world
Subiu mais uma
champion.
categoria.
Israel,
Então vai mostrar ele contra o Canelo.
Madremo.
After making history, Bud moved up a weight class to 154 and took on WBA super welterweight champion Israel Madrimov.
A 3-division world champion now says, I fight for my legacy. I only want legacy-defining fights, and this is certainly one as he looks for a 4th weight class world title.
He said he wants to leave.
Nah, não.
The kind of mark on the sport that all the other greats did. The Alis, the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Mike Tyson.
The discussion would now shift to historical greatness.
Round 1 of our main event, Terrence Crawford.
Essa luta aqui foi a luta mais difícil dele.
For the first time in nearly
Essa foi a luta
8
mais
years,
difícil dele. Não
Bud Crawford would be forced to go the distance.
foi a decisão dos juízes.
Canelo would express doubt about Crawford's power at higher weight classes.
As a fighter, I know he wants to make history and go up, and he believes he can beat everybody, but that's why they are weight classes.
That needs to be for anything City Matrimony. Good work, 2 uppercuts, 2 in a row from Crawford. Fantastic work from Crawford as he put himself alongside some of the all-time greats who have achieved that feat.
Foi boa. Que não foi aquela primor de assistir, mas
History is made as Crawford with the unanimous decision.
He'd jump up 2 more weight classes to 168 and challenge Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed super middleweight championship.
For the past decade, Terence Crawford has been at or near the top of pound-for-pound lists. Now he makes his case for where he belongs all time. He is now leaping yet 2 more divisions, this time in a single bound, from 154 to fight the undisputed king of 168 pounds, Canelo Alvarez. In boxing's long history, who has succeeded at what Crawford is about to attempt?
Billed as a once-in-a-lifetime event with the tagline, "There can be only one."
só pode haver um. E o maior não, mas o melhor venceu. O Canelo é maior do que o Terence ainda.
A win would make Bud Crawford the first 3-division undisputed champion of the 4-belt era.
Big right hand from Canelo blocked.
How hard did he hit?
He didn't hit as hard as I thought he was.
Caralho! Falou merda depois do Canelo ainda. Ele não bate tão forte quanto eu pensei. O único a ser campeão indiscutível das 3 categorias diferentes. Eu sou fã demais do cara, eu sou fã demais.
Left from Crawford. Did you like the left hook to the body and the greater activity from Canelo? With the only clean shot of the round.
A legacy-defining opportunity.
What you do notice, he also doesn't look so much smaller than Canelo, really. At least the effect hasn't shown up in the ring. But you do notice Crawford is doing the better boxing so far.
The opening round saw some solid exchanges between the two.
However you have it scored, and I suspect it's something like 2-1 Crawford. If we're counting, they had it 3-0 because he gave the first Crawford, which Crawford had.
But Crawford was successful in keeping Canelo at bay with the jab body shot combinations. The size difference seemed irrelevant, as Bud controlled the action and dictated when and how exchanges occurred.
That's the kind of left hand that really hurt Errol Spence on his way in.
Oh, and that's a good early land by Crawford.
As the fight went on, it became clear Bud Crawford was just too good.
Just too good. Mano, o cara é o melhor lutador da geração, não tem dúvidas.
No matter what Canelo tried,
tem dúvidas disso.
Crawford beat him to the punch.
This has been a masterful performance from Terence Crawford. I think it's more than no nonsense. As Teddy Atlas would always say, Canelo is looking to be friends, and Crawford is not looking to be friends.
And when the final bell rung, the boxing world had a new king, an undisputed titan.
Aí a gente vai assistir essa luta em live também. Essa luta aqui é foda.
115 to 113 to the winner by unanimous decision, the Fighting Pride of Omaha, Nebraska, USA, and new Ring Magazine, an undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Terence Bud Crawford.
From 147 to 168, and to win,
yeah,
and become undisputed. Wow, what can they say? They can't say. They can't say nothing right now. But what can they say?
Well, then you're in like the greatest of all time discussion.
Nobody brings it home like Joe Vincent. Nobody. Make it so.